Hello students.
In the previous lecture, we have learned about dominant and recessive allele. In this part, we'll continue with the same terms, but the concept that we are going to study is monohybrid and the dihybrid cross. When we talk about plants, they too have chromosomes, half from the mother and half from the father. So here, the plant that we are going to talk about is the pea plant. It has 7 pairs of chromosomes, that means 14 chromosomes, right? So if we consider the two plants, one pure tall and other pure dwarf, the tall plant has both the alleles as dominant, so it has a genotype of capital T, where one capital T is from mother and other capital T is from father. Similarly, in the dwarf plant, both the alleles are recessive. So the genotype is small t. Again, one allele from the mother and other allele from the father. Remember the uppercase and the lowercase letters. Uppercase or the capital letters are used if the allele is a dominant allele, and the small letter or lowercase is used if the allele is a recessive allele. Right? But what kind of offsprings will they have? To learn about it, let's cross them. Here the word cross means breeding the two plants. So over here we have a tall plant and a dwarf plant with a genotype of capital T and small t. So the probable combinations of offspring for these two plants would be capital T small t, capital T small t, capital T small t, and again capital T small t. That means all the individuals in the F1 generation or the first filial generation would be capital T small t. That means all of the individuals would be tall plants, right? So in the F1 generation or first filial generation, all the individuals or the offsprings would be having the genotype capital T small t and will have the phenotype or the physical appearance as tall. You might be wondering what is filial. So here the term filial means the next generation. Suppose we have a plant, we have two plants with a genotype of capital T and capital T. So if these two plants cross, then the individual produced will be belonging to the F1 generation with a genotype of capital T. If the organisms or the offsprings they are selfed, the breeding between the organism of the same plant, it is called as selfing, right? So if the two plants amongst the offsprings they are crossed, we call it as selfing. So if they are crossed, the next generation produced will have again capital T as a genotype, and this generation would be the F2 or second filial generation, right? So we have got a two parent plant, then we have got F1 generation, then we have got the F2 generation, right? In all of these three generations, the genotype is capital T. This is called as the pure line. When particular genotype is selved for consequent 5 generation, that means for further 5 generation, if we have only capital T as the genotype, we call it as a pure line. So let's try a monohybrid cross. Here the term mono means one, since it focuses on only one trait. So when we cross a plant with only one characteristic feature, it's called as a monohybrid cross. In this case, it's height. That means a Punnett square needs to be created like this with 4 squares. A Punnett square is a checkerboard where boxes show the probable combinations of the offsprings. In this case, I am going to take two homozygous pea plants. So let's look at the steps. Step number 1, you have to figure out the genotype of the parent plant. Homozygous means one is capital T and the other one is small t. Step 2, place the parent on the top of the boxes like this and place the other parent on the left side of the box like this. The result that you get in the boxes is the offspring. So the first combination is capital T small t, the second combination is capital T small t again, and the third and the fourth are also capital T small t. For formatting purpose, we always keep the capital letters first. Now the genotype is capital T small t for all the 4 plants, and the phenotype is all the plants are going to be tall plants. Now we have got the F1 generation with a genotype of capital T and small t. These individuals would be called as heterozygous individuals because 2 alleles present in these individuals are of different type. When the individuals of F1 generation are celled, we will be getting an F2 generation. Now, to get the F2 generation, first we must be aware about the parents. So over here, we know the genotype of the parent plant, which is one of them is capital T small t and the other one is again capital T small t. So place one parent on the top of the box and place the other parent on the left side of the boxes. Now the result that we'll be getting will be the offspring. The first combination would be capital T, the second combination would be capital T small t, third combination would be again capital T small t, and the fourth combination would be small t small t. Now we will understand what is genotypic and phenotypic ratio. Over here we can see in the F2 generation we have obtained a phenotypic ratio of 3:1. That means 3 individuals would be the tall individuals. We all know if 2 dominant alleles are present together, that is capital T, the phenotype of dominant allele will be shown. That means in box number 1, capital T means a tall plant. In box number 2 and 3, we have capital T, small t. If one dominant and one recessive is present together, a dominant allele is always expressed. That means in box number 2 and box number 3 also, the plants would be the tall plants. The last one, which is having 2 recessive alleles together, small t. So a recessive allele only gets expressed if it is with another recessive allele. So over here, only one plant is dwarf, rest 3 of them are tall. So the phenotype is 3:1. Now come to the genotypic ratio. Now over here we have 1 capital T, 2 capital T, small t, and again 1 small t. So one plant which is having 2 capital T's, 2 plant which is having 1 capital T, 1 small t, and 1 plant which is having small t. So the genotypic ratio would be 1:2:1. Let me remind you, phenotype means tall, phenotypic ratio means you have to mention the ratio. Genotype means genetic makeup, that is capital T or capital T small t or small t. But genotypic ratio means the ratio. Over here you will have to mention how many capital T, how many capital T small t, and how many you have small t. Have you ever wondered why a Punnett square has only 4 boxes? Why not more than that? The reason is because up until this point we have focused on a pair of alleles, that means a monohybrid cross. And in monohybrid cross we have learned about the characteristic, that is height. But a pea plant has more than one characteristic. For example, seed shape and seed color. So, if we are crossing a plant and taking 2 characteristics, such a cross is called as a dihybrid cross. To understand the dihybrid cross, we will be learning or we will be taking 2 different characteristics, that is seed shape and seed color. For the seed shape, we have a round and wrinkled, and for a seed color, we have yellow and green. Over here, round is dominant, wrinkled is recessive, yellow is dominant, green is recessive. So, a dominant trait is round. So, we will be taking capital R for round and small r for wrinkled. In the same way, since yellow is dominant, we would be taking capital Y as dominant and small y for recessive. Since in dihybrid cross we take the traits together, so now we have a seed which is round and yellow, and we have another seed which is wrinkled and green. Now we have got 2 plants. One is having round and yellow seeds. The second one is having wrinkled and green seeds. But before performing the dihybrid cross, we must understand the formation of gametes. And to form the gametes, we will take the help of the FOIL method. Right? So we'll write down the genotype of both the plants, and then the FOIL method says F means first, that is capital R, capital Y for the first plant, small r small y for the second plant. Then O means outside. For the first plant, again it is capital R capital Y, and for the second plant it is small r small y. I means inside. Capital R capital Y for the first plant and small r small y for the second plant. L means last. That means capital R capital Y for the first plant and small r small y for the second plant. Since the plants over here they are homozygous, the gametes obtained for the first plant would be capital R capital Y, and for the second plant it would be small r small y. Now we have obtained the gametes for both the plants. Now we will be using the Punnett square to get the individuals of F1 generation. Now the gametes of one plant will be written on the top of the boxes, and the other set of the gametes would be written on the left side of the boxes. Now the probable combinations would be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. The second box, third and fourth would be having the same genotype, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, and all the other boxes in this Punnett square will be having the same genotype, that is capital R, capital Y, small y. And the phenotype will also be the same because dominant allele always expresses, right? So the phenotype would be round and yellow seeds. So we have got the F1 generation as capital R, capital Y, small y. Now these individuals of F1 generation would be selfed. But before selfing, before doing the dihybrid cross again, what we have to do? We have to find out the gamete. To find out the gamete, the method that we'll be using is the FOIL method. Again, since both the plants, they are having the same genotype, so we will be doing the method with one particular genotype only, right? So FOIL means, F means first, then outside, then inside, then the last. So the first one is capital R, capital Y. Then you have capital R, small y. Then you have small r, capital Y. And the last is small r, small y. These are the gametes for the F1 generation. Now we will be using these gametes to obtain the F2 generation, right? So again we'll have to draw a Punnett square, and we have to write the gametes on the top of the Punnett square and on the left side of the Punnett square. So the probable combination for the first box would be capital R, capital Y, capital Y. For the second box it will be capital R, capital Y, small y. Third box capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Then you have capital R, capital Y, small y. Capital R, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small y. Capital R, capital Y, small y. Then you will get capital R, small y, small y. Capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Capital R, capital Y, small y. Small r, capital Y, capital Y. Small r, capital Y, small y. Capital R, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small y, small y. Small r, capital Y, small y. And the last one is small r, small y, small y. So we have got the individuals of the F2 generation. Now we will see the phenotypic ratio. We'll get this phenotypic ratio. 9 individuals are round and yellow. 3 of them are round and green. 3 of them are again wrinkled and yellow, and 1 of them is wrinkled and green. So in F2 generation, we have got a phenotypic ratio of 9:3:3:1. So the dihybrid ratio, children, it is 9:3:3:1. And remember, what was the monohybrid ratio? Monohybrid phenotypic ratio, it was 3:1, and genotypic monohybrid ratio, it was 1:2:1.